Welcome back, and of course you saw highlights coming from there and also reactions from the F1. And right now let's talk about the special athletes. Special Olympics taking place in Abu Dhabi, and of course Yemi has been finding us with a lot of updates, and this morning we'll have the medals table for you. Nigeria already in the medals table. I mean, medal reigning for all of them right there. Chima Maduako actually getting the gold in the short put event. There you have it. And the Iyam Tai 25 meters run, also a good medal. Ayokule also getting a good medal, all in athletics. Now let's move to swimming now.
Right. No surprises there.
Yeah.
Both guys there, Adedamola Roberts are winning 50 meters and freestyle gold, and Teju Ogunlela are winning 50 meters freestyle bronze. As in the women's in the girls category. I'm very familiar with both guys. They won medals at the last games in Los Angeles, so it hasn't come as a surprise to me at all that they're winning yet again. In cycling, we also have a winner in Abisago Joy, winning gold in the 5K TT category, while in table tennis, Basi Wisdom won bronze. So congratulations to all the athletes representing Nigeria at the Special Olympics World Summer Games in Abu Dhabi. I have no doubt that by the time we come back tomorrow on the show, we'll be talking about more medals. That's what they just do. I mean, that's what these guys do. The same pictures from the unified volleyball events as well too. They've won a couple of games there. They're still in the running to win medals. You can see basketball as well too. The team being coached by Michael and me have been awesome so far. They've played 3 games, they've won all 3, so they're still on pace as well to win a medal.
Yeah, absolutely. And the basketball game that you're seeing here, unified male mixed team, Nigeria securing another victory over Chinese Taipei. And of course, that's a good one for them also. 39-37, very close, but then they were able to get something out of that. Their next game is going to be against Bangladesh, and hopefully they can also win that one and get close to that medal position.
All right, so that's the update from the World Summer Games. That's in Abu Dhabi, the Special Olympics. That's why we'll leave it for now. We need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about our teams on the continent. Rangers and Lobi Stars, not very good news coming from that side. Stay with us.
And rush short, hitting the right side of the post. This is the stars, the highlights of the match. Rangers started this game very well. You wouldn't think they would go in the lead very early. The shot there from Ajani Ibrahim, the goalkeeper having to deal with it twice. Goalkeeper was really fantastic. Sabri, and this game for Sfaxien. Rangers controlling again. Fought very hard at this time. Silas had the ball, and of course they had a good through ball going on forward. And then once again Ajani Ibrahim could not nick that one. It was a fantastic challenge from Anid on him, and that's how. But check out the through ball, defense splitting pass, and Chiamaka Madu wanted to get the assist. So this is how Godwin Aguda almost celebrated. He was already celebrating when the ball came off at the right post. And there you have it. He just couldn't believe it. How did that ball not go in? But a day you're bound to lose everything. Goes against the team. Took his eyes off the ball. This is the goal that deemed every attacking football that Rangers put up. It was the substitute Natir Korichi. They have that goal. It was actually looking just number 26 and not just the number 25 that scored that goal. Nasim Anid, it was that headed that goal. Been missing that all along. Looked like just the number 25 but it is not Korichi, the substitute. It is actually Nasim Hanid that scored that goal. The referee whistle ended proceedings. Rangers have been dealt a big blow. They have lost it, and it's all over. Rangers losing at home for the second time, 0-1. Let's look at the group standings of the two sides, where they ended it all. Etoile, the Sahel have finished at 10 points, and of course at the second position, but it is CX Sfaxien that have won the group, 12 points, winning 6 games and losing none of their games. They've been a very, very interesting side. Rangers finishing third on the table with 5 points, minus 2 goals.
Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Femi Adefeso, basketball commentator, analyst, joins us now. And usually whenever he's around, he's at Stock Basketball. And there was a big event over the weekend as the FIBA World Cup draw. Femi cannot wait to analyze Nigeria's chances of progressing from that group. But we're going to take a pause on that. First of all, we'll talk a bit of football. You're not bad. Too bad when it comes to football.
Definitely.
As well. So good morning.
He's around that.
Yeah, I'm all around.
Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
It's been a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you've been hustling now.
We're using the minutes right now.
All
so
right.
yeah,
Absolutely. Good to
All
have
right,
you here.
then. Yeah. Before we talk about basketball, let's talk about Nigeria's teams on the continent. During the break, you saw highlights of Rangers taking on CS Sfaxien of Tunisia. They lost that game right there in Enugu by a lone goal, and as a consequence, they were not able to qualify from their group. So it's the end of the road for Rangers International in the CAF Confederation Cup. Femi, Rangers. What are your thoughts on their performance on the continent? The fact that when this draw was made, we saw 2 Tunisian teams. We felt, oh, this was going to be a very, very tough one. It's turned out to be the case.
Exactly. The North Africans, they seem to know how to play this continental championship very well. It's like they're always very prepared. They play their season, gearing up for that time of the year where they come on the continent, because I think that's what they want to win. And it's very clear why they will want to win. I mean, there's a lot of money involved.
Right.
There's the World Club Championship also involved. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, our teams don't seem to get their acts together in terms of their preparation, maybe due to the calendar. When we are playing, the season is not started yet they have to go to the continent.
A lot of issues.
So a lot of issues already, play a negative role in the impact of some of these clubs when they go to the continent. So it's always hard for, most of us to give them a chance in the first place. So when they get to the money spinning stage, the group stages, it's like an achievement, and we tend to, give a hand to them. But, I mean, these other teams don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
So Rangers, I mean, they've come to the continent, good for them. They've come this far, good for them. But it's not good enough. We need to hit it to the next level. I mean, since Eyimba gave us the joys, in the early 2000s.
All those years ago.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything. And thank God, I heard our coefficient is back up, so we have more teams representing us.
Yes.
So that's more chances in the lottery bag. Hopefully, one of these teams will spring up a surprise and give us something to smile about.
All right,
absolutely. That's
Cecilia.
There. Well, I expected Rangers to go out on the high. We know, okay, there was no chance on the high because they're playing at home. Your last game, I mean, just get, try as much as possible, no matter what happened, just get something out of it. But against the run-up play, they considered that lone goal, and that was it. There was nothing they could do about that goal because it was a free kick from Nasir Hind, and that was just all they needed to get all 3 points. And if you check, we saw the table earlier, the teams are qualified, but then Rangers, that's a lot next time.
The teams that qualify, CS Sfaxien and Etoile.
Of course,
expectedly.
And Rangers finished third. I mean, the good thing is they were not at the bottom. Now, what about Lobi?
Are we celebrating golden bros now?
Right.
Yeah,
no, we're not doing
because,
that.
I mean, three games, I mean, back to back and back, losing 3 in a row after going 5 unbeaten. Wasn't really a good one at all.
Talk about going out with a whimper.
Whimper.
Unlike the team we're about to talk about next, Lobi Stars stood no chance whatsoever of qualifying from that group. We already knew after they lost their 5th game. But they hosted ASEC, the final game of the group, and they made sure they won the game quite convincingly. 2 goals in the first half coming from Alimi Sikiru and that was all they needed to defeat the Ivorian side. So they haven't qualified, Femi, but they've gone out on a high, and they've shown that they can actually mix it with the best on the continent, especially if you consider how they came about to represent Nigeria, you know, in the CAF Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also think it's good enough exposure for the guys. I mean, Lobi is not one of the teams that regularly goes on the continent.
Exactly.
So for them, it's more of a learning process, you know, for the players, for the administrators, the club itself, you know, and an opportunity to see what it feels like. So I'm sure now they will be going guns out. You know, when we want to play,
want to get back on the continent.
Yeah, just the top half of the league, or you know, let's go. You want to go to the continent because now they've tasted it, they know how sweet it is.
Tasted the money as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
good money coming in.
So I think more teams vying to that level, it will also increase the competition out here, and hopefully we get to be more competitive too. You know, on the continent. Preparation is key, and it's always lacking in our teams when they go on the continent.
Absolutely, and maybe just when the games are regular, you know, you have a little bit of saneness. I mean, when I mean saneness, I'm talking about you not playing Sunday, Wednesday, and Sunday. So, which I think is really ridiculous because you can do that maybe once in 2 months, but not like that's the way the fixture.
But we know the reason why.
So we understand that. Hopefully, you know, June the season will be over. So teams will have time to really prepare, have proper preseason, get their new players. They have time to blend. And then when you're not getting into the new season, you know that, yes, you're really running a professional club and not the one that is like this. I mean, I think these players, no matter how they play, I mean, no matter how they play, I think they're actually giving their all. Because if you check the way, you know, the way they travel, you know, what is available to them and everything, you would understand that they're actually putting in their best. Kudos to Lobi Stars.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to buttress a point. You know, the players too are not machines; they are humans. They play; they need a recovery period. You know, you need to rest. You need to get your body back into shape. But that time is really very short. You know, with the amount of games they have to play on the local front, and also have to prosecute games on the continent. And then we travel most of our travels by road. You know, so that too is quite strenuous, and is something that needs to be really looked at if we really want to do better. On the continent.
It might just help because if they can put up this performance like this, despite all the flaws and everything with the system, obviously they should be able to go 1, 2, or 3 ways better than what they did this season.
You know, a lot of times when we talk about Nigerian sports, we always talk about how we have the talent, but the talent can only take you so far. You know, there are other things that have to be put in place, especially if you want to do well, you know, in these top competitions in Africa. So that's the end of the road for Rangers and Lobi Stars. Better luck next time to whoever represents Nigeria on the continent next season. Let's come back home now. Let's talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League match day 11. There was a big game right here in Lagos between MFM FC and Bendel Insurance, and it's not a surprise at all. MFM won that game quite convincingly by 2-0. There were other matches that were played as well too in Lagos as Group A for you. Wiki Tourists defeating Rivers United by 2-0. Sina 1-0 over Kwara United. Sunshine Stars and Enyimba played a goalless draw, while MFM, that's the result I talked about to you, defeated Insurance of Benin by 2-0. Let's flip over to Group B. Group B, first of all, before we look at what the table looks like.
Maybe just look at the table. Okay, yeah. Group B.
So see that those are the results.
Okay, yeah, you have Yobe, there's the Stars, and go round. Yobe winning by 2-0. Kada City and Nassau United, Kada winning at home. Abia Warriors and Plateau United were able to get a draw away from home, and Ifeanyi and Kano Pillars, Ifeanyi winning at home. And Aqua United are the only team that got an away win. Match day 11. They were able to get this one here, the beating Hapland 2-1 away from home. In the Freke and of course Ufomodo were the ones who got those 2 goals for them. Academy Warriors and Gombe United also ended goalless. All the points for Gombe United.
Good away points for Gombe United. But since you mentioned Aqua United already, let's take it from there. Aqua United, a very interesting season for them. Remember how they started. Remember that gaff by the goalkeeper, Ololeke.
Since then.
And they lost the game. They lost a couple afterwards as well too. And a few people were starting to panic that if Aqua United continued in this fashion, they might just be relegated. But they turned it around so impressively to the point now where they are second on the log.
Right, and that's good on football being played by that team. And why I say it's good too is because they've also managed to get some of their own boys, like a few of
really
who are from there, playing for other teams. They're going to get the. I mean, Fondo, for example,
he's
F-Young as well. I mean, Fondo, you know his caliber in the Nigerian Premier League. Being top scorer with Eyimba, well-traveled, lots of experience. And then him coming home, it's like lots of pressure. Taking off you because you're playing at home. The fans love you. They look forward to seeing you. You have to give them a good performance. So I think all of that is beginning to play a role in how they come out to their games and how they approach. Because now it's like you're playing for your fatherland, more like you're playing for the national team. If you're playing for your home state team, so that's what it is. For these guys, and I'm really proud of them. I mean, they got the only away victory in
match day 11
in the match day. So. We will just look to see how they progress. And credit too must go to the administration.
Right.
I think they are one of the more organized teams,
absolutely.
In the NPFL. And all that is...
They fly. They don't go.
They've got a partnership going on with the
which is really good.
So all that comes together, we can't fault it. If the guys in the boardroom or the front office are doing the job properly, trying to get the players the best incentives, the best welfare package. The players are not complaining, they're getting paid, they're doing their job. Everybody smiles.
I'm not really surprised. When you have a Paul Bassi, who is an administrator, former journalist and all that, he understands what this thing takes. Maybe that's why he's just putting everything in place. Remember in their first 4 games, they got just 2 points. We're like, what's happening to them and all that. And right now, out of about how many points, out of a possible 21, they've gotten 17, and they're on a 7-match unbeaten run. So I think I love the way they've been able to turn around their season. And if you check the beginning of the season, when their former coach, Mike Abba, came up and got a point from them, he actually told the fans, like, just be patient, with the players and the coaching staff, because that's how, he started when he came. And, of course, right now, they're second on the table. So, you see, it's good to be patient. No reading riot art. No, reading riot art is okay. No suspension of coach, like they normally do, the coach's suspension and all that. No cutting down of salaries, Just let the players
all those ridiculous things that we hear.
And this one, they've been able to turn it around. If you can see the table that we saw earlier, I mean, Aqua United, it's interesting to actually see them, climbing that high, knowing that the way they started wasn't so good at all.
Aqua United, fantastic run. Run of form is taking them to second. That's on the table. That's for Group B. And they're just behind Ifeanyi, but we've had Ifeanyi had a fantastic season as well. So they're kind of flying under the radar. No one is saying a lot about Ifeanyi, but they're on top of that log for a reason. You can see it right there, Ifeanyi, Aqua United, El Kanemi Warriors, Cardiff City. Interesting.
Interesting.
Promoted club.
That's what you do. Win your home games and you
I also think Cardiff City too has a very good organization. The way they put the players and prepare them for games. So it's also... I'm surprised about Kano Pillars these days, though. I'm just asking myself questions every other weekend. What's going on in Kano? What's really going on?
You never can tell. They still have some games, but then they should know that this is a bridge version. Let's flip over and go to Group A, because sometimes when you're doing this abridged version, you have to take opportunity, get as much points as you can away from home, and also win your home games. Now, MFM still right there, beating Insurance here in Lagos by 2-0 after 10 games, 21 points, a good one for them. You see, have one in hand. You have Eyimba second there. Eyimba have completed all their games, is second and 16 points. And just take a look at the difference. So if the game they have at hand, I'm talking about MFM now, should they win that one, that means they're going to extend that lead at the top, very, very high.
Yeah, no surprises in top 4 in this group. MFM, Eyimba, Sunshine, and Rivers United. In the last few years, they've been, consistently trying to fight for the title. I like the way this group is poised, and for me, I think it will finish any one of those 4 teams, really taking, the top marks at the end.
That's how it's gonna be.
Quick one in Insurance before we leave the
Nigerian Professional Football League. Let me quickly tell you, they're actually at the bottom 10, right? 10 games, 9 points.
Second to the last. Right. What do you make of their comeback to the Nigerian Professional Football League?
I mean, it's good. It's good because of the history behind the team. Also, I think Edo State is one state that actually loves sports. And this is like, it's taking a lot out of them, not having a professional football team, at this level. So you can even see, they're still finding it hard, to get back that, resurgence and uproar amongst the fans and the team. But I think if they are able to sustain this for at least one more year, in the next few years, to become, something
sustained.
Something very
avoid
huge.
relegation because it's not looking very good.
They
right
have to.
now.
They must avoid relegation. They don't want to do with shooting stars.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard. All right.
Very difficult.
Let's leave that now.
Reality.
Okay. Basketball. All right.
Yes.
FIBA World Cup first. Let's talk about the NBA now. What went down? I mean, what happened? Just Super Eagles and D Tigers. What have we done that sometimes there's always this Argentina there all the time? I mean,
Cecilia, did you have to go there?
Okay. Looking at the dress
Why
right
are we
now.
even linking basketball and Argentina? But I see what you're doing.
I think we need to trace the roots of Mongo Park.
Precisely.
To know where the guy is from. Because, I mean, Argentina, we keep getting Argentina.
We keep getting everywhere. It's just everywhere.
Yeah, that's Group B. That's where Nigeria is. Russia, Argentina, Korea. Tough opponents, but I think all the games are winnable. We got a very good draw, if you're to analyze it. I mean, Argentina seems to be the toughest group, but their key players actually are past their prime. They've retired. Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, so it gives us a little bit of, okay, we can take a sigh of relief, because these guys are veterans, any day, anytime, NBA proven. Russia is in a bit of a resurgence. Their basketball was high at some point. They've gone down, and they're trying to get back. One of the few teams that have been lucky enough to win, the FIBA World Cup before. Korea, not so seasoned when it comes to international basketball. So you might look at that and say, okay, it's 50-50. We can't get this there. So for the D Tigers, I think all we need is just a little bit more earlier preparation.
Okay.
Most of these players are experienced enough to take it up. Farouk Aminu, probably our most consistent NBA player. Hopefully, we have some other young guys might join him since now that we're qualified. So we'll look to see those who will join. Of course, Ike Diogo will be there. I think he's a little bit beaten. Age is no longer on his side, though he's one of our offensive, forces. I mean, at this level, trust me, teams would target him. They want to wear him out because they know it's a 4-minute game. Okay, let's do some things to wear him out in the first, second quarter. By the time it's lost win in the third, it might not be as effective. So those are the kind of approaches that some of these teams will be looking at, and we also need to envisage. So we need a crop of younger guys who can also give their all into this team. I like the fact that we've been able to incorporate some of the guys who went to the Olympic Games in 2016 in Rio to come back into this. Those guys too, I mean, they made us proud. We could have beaten Lithuania. A clear mistake also made us lose the game against Spain. We were very shambolic against Argentina and Brazil at the Olympics. But I mean, with the experience they gathered at the Olympics in Rio, going to AfroBasket, and then now I think we can do well.
All right, then we'll see how it pans out. The situation looks very, very similar to what we had for the ladies. The Tigers going into the World Cup. They were the lowest ranked side in that group. And we saw what happened. They managed to make history. The same thing for the Tigers now. Lowest ranked in the group behind Russia, Argentina, and South Korea. But Femi believes they've got a very good chance of advancing.
Yeah, we couldn't have been in a better group. Trust me.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
It could have been worse, yeah. I mean,
Senegal, for instance.
Oh, my goodness. I saw the group of Senegal and I was like,
why?
Why? You have Lithuania, you have Canada. Oh, man.
Okay, after 2 games,
it's almost like they're not going to get anything out of that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them, right?
I think, it's going to be very difficult, but they still, they have a very good chance. I mean, they have a, let's be honest. It's going to be very tough.
They don't have a chance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ty, maybe we need to go on a break because
I like to say, I like to, because in sports, anything can happen, but if you're being realistic, you find it's very, very difficult for
come down from your dreams.
Senegal. Yeah, I'm not even dreaming for Senegal. I'm not Senegalese. I'm just...
and also, maybe we'll talk about Angola too. Angola is a former coach, Will Voigt. Now, Angola is on a rebuilding, but I also think they have a chance in the group they are in as well. And they could get something. No African team has done anything major at the World Cup. So I'm really, really hopeful. Right now, I'm going to be Africa United. Yeah, we all need to push it, and hopefully we get, some African chair. In China.
Time will tell. August the 31st, that's going to be tip-off. Nigeria's first game is going to be against Russia. Hopefully they can start on a winning. Now, we need to go on a break now. During the break, we'll get to see the full highlights of that draw that was conducted by Kobe Bryant and a host of other celebrities in Shenzhen.